Well,
What a wonderful crowd. We're so excited to have everyone here today. And also welcome to our Zoom, the people who are joining us by Zoom. That's an awesome thing to be able to do. And also our YouTube channel if there's ever an occasion where you can't be here. All right, Deanne, can you lead us with? Okay, it's not, I'll go. Don't tell Esther. Let's sing today.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad flags and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red flare amongst bursting in gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does my star-spangled banner yet for the land of the free and the home of the brave. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Barry. Josh.
Please bow your heads with me. Father, thank you so much for the beautiful day that you've given us. Thank you for life. Thank you for loving us and choosing us to be your sons and daughters. God, I pray that you would bless our time together here today. Thank you so much for this group, this organization. God, thank you so much for the health and energy we have that enables us to serve others. Pray that you would receive all glory for our actions, God. I want to lift up those that have served our country as we have recently remembered the events of September 11th and the 20th anniversary. God, I want to thank you so much for those that have put themselves in harm's way throughout the many years and who have allowed us to live in such a great country, God. Just be with us this week. Thank you so much for WRC and for the food that we've just had, God. Bless it to our bodies and our bodies your service. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Terry Duffy, family of Rotary.
thank you very much, President Sheila. Captain Jones, thank you so much for leading us in the national anthem. I think at some point in time, we may have to learn the Canadian and maybe, I don't know. You do that extremely well. Thank you so much. Birthdays today. Greg Gregory, doesn't look any older, but it's September the 13th. And our president, Sheila Azar, definitely not aging, September the 15th. Mary Beth Maddox, I need to make a comment. No, she's not aging. Ladies never age. We're blessed with ladies that don't age in this club, I guess. September the 16th. Maybe the Rotary thing. Anyway, anniversary. Here on the 13th. Bob Caputo and his wife Julie, Anna Shelley and Amelia, and then Lynn Miley and Ramona on September the 17th. Pat Jones and Darlene September the 18th, and Paul Lee and Ellen on September the 19th. I hope you all have a fantastic week. Thank you.
Yes, existing Rotarian.
We are so happy to welcome our guests and visitor rotations. When I call your name, please stand and remain standing until all visitors are recognized. Stephanie Walker, guest of Dale Goodwin, Anne Marie Carr, Joe Johnson, and David Butterfield, guest of Kelly Plant, Chris Duke, I'm sorry. Deepa Moshe, I messed that up. Paul Swanson, guest of Sheila Azar. And Nathan Jones, guest of Deanne Jones. Tanya Firth, Jason Jackson, Chris Judah, and Stan Sesson, guest of Cynthia Green and Paul Lee, Wayne Palmer, and Les People. Let's give our guests a round of applause.
Right, I can't ask a drawing. Todd, there you are.
We're
We have
improvising today.
1,490 points. 1,490. So the last four, 49, 31, 49, 31.
Uh-oh, money man.
You know, you have to file a tax return. I didn't know that. Key and Club. All right, so let's have a couple of announcements. Walter's gonna make one for us about Rotary Care Packages.
Hopefully you noticed in your newsletter a new project that we're kicking off today. I brought the idea to our president 2 weeks ago, and actually I was thinking about the third Rotarian that had mentioned something about doing something like this to her. So she said, I think it's a sign we should do it. I agreed to be the chairperson and have recruited 5 other Rotarians to help me, but we need everybody to participate. We are going to prepare care bags to deliver to our 2 hospitals for healthcare workers. We're focusing on ICU and emergency room nurses, but depending on how many we're able to package up, we determine how many more can receive those as well. So what we need everybody to do is to contribute to the bucket. If you're not prepared today and don't have cash or check with you, you can bring it next Monday. Checks are made out to Dothan Rotary Club. You can also, if it's easier for you to Venmo me, and I'll take care of that and get into Rotary for that. So we need everybody to participate. I got this idea from a friend of mine who did this in Birmingham. She delivered them last Monday, and it all started because she was getting a pedicure, and the lady next to her was wearing an N95 mask, and she asked her about her mask because she had just ordered one online and was waiting for it to be delivered. The lady happened to be a ICU nurse from Grandview Hospital, and basically just shared with her how bad things were, how between dealing with so many such sick people, but 2 to 3 deaths per shift every day at their hospital, what a toll it was on their workers. And then she said, and the worst part about it is last year when this happened, we felt the love from the community and there was such outpouring, and now it feels like people think it's normal and we're kind of forgotten. So she left there in tears and posted online that night, and within a couple hours, she collected $600, and then she collected a lot more and made packages. They even did it for another school, and they had children, school-age children do cards. they put in each bag as well, so we're gonna work on that as well. So the bucket will be in the back, and we hope you'll contribute today or next Monday as well.
Thank you so much, Walter. And one more announcement, it was on the slideshow as you were coming in, but it's about, and it was also in the newsletter. If you'd like to make a donation to the Hurricane Relief Fund, I've got the address where you can send the check. That's District 6880 Foundation that's working on disaster relief for Hurricane Ida victims, which was a devastating storm. We had some families stay with us because of the storm, and then I was talking to someone yesterday at church, and she had had several people have to come from Louisiana and spend some time with her. So that was a devastating storm. If that's something you'd like to make a contribution to, just let me know. Thank you. All right, Kelly, would you introduce our very special guest?
Thank you, President Sheila. I'm not sure that our speaker needs much introduction. I believe the majority of you are probably pretty familiar with her. Some of you may know her as Walter Hill's wife that just stepped down. Some of you may know her as my sister, or better yet, maybe you know me as her sister, right, Chris? Or maybe you know her from one of the many good things that she is really great at. And she did not even pay me to say that. So, and she's speaking on one of those today. Melanie Hill is a private consultant working primarily in hospice, workforce development, and providing leadership development for various industries. She has provided training nationwide for over 25 years. Melanie is the program manager for the K-12 initiative for Southeast Alabama Works. Melanie serves on the Dothan Houston County Library Board and will begin her 4-year term on the Dothan City School Board in October. Melanie and her husband Walter are active members of First Baptist Church here in Dothan, where she teaches a ladies' Sunday school class. Walter is the CEO of the Wiregrass United Way, and they both enjoy traveling, football, and spending time with family. And this is a fun fact I didn't even know until I read this, but she is the commissioner of her fantasy football league. So there you go. Please welcome Melanie Hill. WOW is a great eye-opener for the 8th grade students in our area. It really gets them thinking about the opportunities which we offer in the area.
Well, it's very instrumental in developing I feel that WOW impact our area school positively. And do so with things that there are opportunities.
Yeah, volunteers at WOW to show there's nursing. They are taken away from So I just wanted y'all to see right up front what it is that we're talking about today. Well, maybe not obviously, but that was 2020 because we did not get to have the event this past February. But this is an event that's been going on for about 6 years in our area. And we are so glad to be able to say that we believe we're going to get to do it again, right? In February. And so we're excited about that. Am I getting a little bit of feedback? Okay, there. All right. So I want to talk to you today about Southeast Alabama Works a little bit, but specifically the K through 12 initiatives, because that is what I'm responsible for. And I don't, about the workforce development stuff, if y'all started asking me a lot of questions, I'd have to get Ann up here. And so that's why I don't talk much about that. But if you have any questions, she is here. I'll introduce her in just a moment. But Southeast WOW, like I said, this year will actually be the 6th one that we've done. When I say this year, I mean February of 2022. We did not, February of 2020, we got it in right under the gun because the country shut down about 3 weeks later. And so we obviously missed this year again, and I'll tell you some of the things that we did do instead to help support our students. But we are glad to be having this event again, starting in February. So let me show you just a few things about WOW. And I think I'm doing the right one, but I can't be sure. I've got it on. No? Yeah, I've got it on. Okay, there we go. It changed. I first of all want to show you who some of our investors are for this event in the past 2 years, because we did do some stuff this past February. Y'all, we can't do it without these people. I mean, there's just absolutely no way, because this costs a lot of money for us to put on. And so I just, like I said, want to recognize some of them, and I see faces here of people who work for these organizations. But Power South, which our Rogers Electric Co-op, Les is over there shaking his head. He's in full support of everything we do, right, Les? And so Power South is one of our main sponsors, the National Peanut Festival. And I have some committee members here, so I'm going to introduce to you. Helen is sweet to invite everybody, but David Butterfield with the National Peanut Festival. I mean, talk about couldn't do it without somebody. They used to have no idea all that they put into making this work for us. And as I tell you more about the event, you'll understand a little bit more. MSS, Microsoft Support Services, Mike and Sheila here have been wonderful. I think they retired from us, but they have been wonderful volunteers and supporters of our program since the inception, right? And so we are grateful for them. Mike Smith's automotive group, Go Build, which is from the state of Alabama, Go Build Alabama. Alabama Power Foundation, and then News 4 has been sponsors for us, or title sponsors. Our gold investors include Wallace Community College. Joe Johnson is here, and Joe is on our committee and makes things happen for us as well. Georgia Pacific, Friend Bank, and I see Joseph here, and of course Kelly is here from Friend. And one of the things, let me tell you one of the things that Friend does. When I went and initially talked to Hope Johnson about doing this, she said, okay, I'm interested, but how can we really make a difference? And if you know Friend Bank, you know that that's what they like to do. And so one of the things that they do a sponsorship, but they follow up with all of the 8th graders in Houston County and in Dale County and in Geneva County. And they get literally, when I say follow up, they go in and do a budgeting workshop with these kids. And so they're, hands-on and really get to know what they do. And then they provide the information for our other 7 counties where our career coaches and other people do it in the school systems there. So they are about a 3-year sponsor with us, and we appreciate them. 5-Star Credit Union, Flowers Hospital, Wayne Farms, Screen Tech, Eye Center South, and Southeast Health and ACOM have been our key sponsors for a long time. We have some other sponsors, but those are our biggest investors in what we do. So let's talk about what is Southeast WOW. It helps if I hit the right button. Okay, Southeast WOW, a couple of things. Number one, it's an avenue for 8th grade students to become familiar with a broad overview of huge, high demand and high wage career. I like to say it's where we show them what we do in our area so they'll want to come back. So they'll see what all that we can provide in the organizations that are in our area. And we hear every year, we hear people say we had no idea that was, that was even here. I actually had a student tell me from doing Leadership Dothan back in the summer, they got to go in Southeast Health. And she told her mom, she said, I might really be interested in coming back here because I had no idea they did blah, 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 which is what I'm interested in. And so y'all, that exposure, it's about exposure, and that's what we're trying to do. So it's awareness as well. It's the opportunity to create awareness about the exciting career options and it's engagement for our people. It's engagement for our companies, and it's engagement for our students. So in February of 2020, the last time that we got to do it, we had 4,633 eighth graders come through from 62 schools. We had 32 sponsors for our whole event. And then we had 67 participants from a business or organization perspective, okay? And so those are the ones who come and set up. So this is really different from your average, hey, y'all walk by our table and let us hand you a brochure. That is not what we do. And if you noticed that in the video, you saw kids participating and people handing them stuff and CPR and all that, because this is interactive. In fact, we ask our companies and organizations not to bring stuff, because what they need to bring is something that's interactive to their business or their industry. And so that student gets a chance to really do that, see it, feel it, and touch it. And so that's what it's all about. So in February of 2021, like I said, we didn't, of course, get to go into the schools. And so our schools get to come to us, but our career coaches got to go into the schools. If you're not aware, our career coaches in every high school, every middle school has a career coach in the state of Alabama. Now, they may be serving more than one system, maybe serving more than one school, but we have about 12 career coaches in our 10-county area. And whenever I say they make things happen for us, for me, especially with trying to reach out to everybody, they make it happen. And so we are very blessed. In our area, the Houston County Schools career coach is Tanya Holland, and Amanda Hardy is for Dothan City Schools. And we work very closely with all of them. But we totally revamped our website and did it by worlds. And I'll show you an example in just a moment. But we also, so the career coaches went in and did video tours. They, Wallace Community College. One of the things that we hear a lot, and I brought a ruler just to show you what they got last year, that every student got one of these rulers. Because one of the things we hear in industries a lot is, can you just find me somebody who can use tape measure, please? And I mean, we really hear that a lot. Joe hears it a lot with his workforce development stuff and everybody. And so one of the things that we did was like I said, we provided them with rulers, but Joe did precision measurement exercises that actually went out into schools in all of our 10 counties, and they literally did that. Then we provided them with a participant guide. So every year, whenever the student comes to us, they get one of these guides. And inside the guides, it's got the 11 worlds that we have had as possibilities in our area. So this is health sciences. And so down here you see a matrix of some of the careers available in health science and what that pays. So they have an idea of what they can expect. This tells them, how do I get there from here? Okay, I'm an 8th grade student. What do I need to be doing over the next few years to enter the health sciences? Same with manufacturing, automotive, everything we do, all 11 worlds. And then we have a career spotlight, and then just a couple of facts. So this was from 2020. Okay, this is the one we did, and they all received in 2020. But this one was from last year when we didn't get to have the event, but they each got a participant guide. And this did not only go to 8th graders, our career coaches used them with 11th graders and the 12th graders. And so it was really utilized a lot more, and they figured out some ways to even utilize it, what we get them going forward as well. So LaWanda, will you show that video real quick? Y'all, this is just an example of by world, there's videos that we put on the site. Ty Rickard, a young man from Rehoboth, Alabama, he's 19 years old. He did all these videos, revamped our site and everything. And so I just want to give you an example of that. Thank you. So there is a video like that per world. So they were able to see that, and the career coaches led in discussions around those videos. So they at least got something. I've been asked a couple of times, are you gonna be able to, y'all gonna be able to do the eighth graders from last year, this year? The answer is no, because we just don't have enough bandwidth, to be quite honest. The companies give us about 3 days of that week, and they just can't give much more. And so we did all of this instead to give them that idea of what WOW is kind of like. So who do we serve? Okay, who do we serve? Number one, our Alabama counties are Barber, Butler, Coffee, Covington, Crenshaw, Dale, Geneva, Henry, Houston, and Pike counties. And then we don't technically serve these folks as an organization, but we allow schools from these counties in Florida and in Georgia to attend our event because they just don't have anything like this over there. But we do have a consortium right now, Ann. And by the way, this is Ann Farr, our executive director of our whole organization. And then also on my committee, I want to go ahead and mention before I forget, Chris Duke is here from Dothan City Schools, and he's on our committee as well. And then Kelly's on our committee as well. Kelly's in charge of food. So yeah, she likes that. But anyway, but we allow these people to come over and they enjoy this with us. Out of the students that we had in 2020, 619 of those students were from Georgia or Florida. So they're always there. I've already got contacted from 2 people by those schools just to make sure y'all gonna let us come back, right? But we enjoy serving them as well. We know that those counties feed into our workforce, right? And so people come from there all the time. So let's look at our theme for 2022 coming up, and it's called Empower Your Future. And guys, that's what we want to help these young minds do, okay? We want to help empower their future. So I mentioned that we have the worlds, and so we have agriculture, construction, manufacturing, automotive technology, healthcare, public service and military, utilities, aviation and aerospace, transportation and logistics, media and IT, and hospitality, okay? We're gonna make a couple of changes this year. So I wanna tell you about the changes because they're exciting and we're really excited about them. Number one, we're gonna have 2 WOWs. Okay, every time I say that, take a deep breath. We all do, take a deep breath. We're gonna do this twice because we need to. Because our counties over to the west of us, which, I guess everybody should have, except these front. On the back, it will show you the dates and the locations and the counties that are involved, okay? The counties are involved in what particular WOW. So WOW West, okay, we're opening up, we're doing the WOW West. It's gonna include Butler, Coffee, Covington, Crenshaw, and Pike counties. So students from those areas will go to Andalusia that day, okay? And we will have companies, same thing, we're trying to reproduce everything that we've done in the past at the Peanut Festival. And then WOW East, which is our area, so it'll be Barber, Dale, Geneva, Henry, and Houston counties, will be at the National Peanut Festival Fairgrounds, February the 16th and the 17th. And of course, the Georgia and the Florida people will feed to that one. But we are going to invite Walton County. We have had people contact us from Walton County, Florida before to ask could they come. They were willing to drive to Dothan. But now that we're having an Andalusia, we're going to invite the Walton County people up for that one as well. So we're going to have 2 events this year, or this coming up next year, and we're excited about that. We're going to be doing some combination. We're going to combine and kind of change one world. So we're going to expand to 12 worlds this year, and we're going to roll the hospitality world that was on its own before into what we're going to call professional services. So that allows for banks and other professional services to come in and set up. And so we're excited about that. And then we're going to create a new world. Oh, I don't know what it is. There we go, I got it back. We're going to create a new world. We're adding a world, the world of education. Can I get an amen, Dennis Code, on that? Because we've seen it done with other WOWs in other areas. And so this is going to be where our local school systems come in, and our junior colleges and our 4-year colleges that serve our area. They're going to come in and be able to set up and try to recruit to the education world. And so we're very excited about that. I'm excited about that coming on the school board. I'm very excited about that. And so that will be something that that we've seen, like I said, work well in other areas. And so that is a change. And then this is a big change. We're adding 11th graders. Okay, that's a big change. And that gives us a little bit of pause because that's a lot of people. But here's the state, we're under the State Department of Commerce, and they set metrics for us. And so they asked us this year to include 11th graders in some way. And so how we're going to do it with our two WOW events, we're going to invite 11th grade CTE students. Okay, so career tech, they're involved in career tech somehow. And so those 11th grade students are going to come. They're not going to be mixed in with the 8th graders. They'll come at completely different times. But our businesses are excited about it because you really do start a recruiting pool there. Okay, and so our businesses are very excited about it. So those are the changes that are coming to WOW this year, and we're thrilled about all of those. I want to tell you about 3 other things that falls under the K-12 initiatives. The first logo at the top says Educator Workforce Academy. So this is something that started 3 years ago. And again, this will be our 3rd group because of having to skip for COVID. But this is where we expose educators to what we do, what our organizations and our businesses and our industries do. So they come over a 4-month period, 1 day a month, and we take them on industry tours. We have industry panels. We have special guest speakers, all of that, because a lot of the people that are working with our students, as much as they would like to have had this opportunity, they just haven't. And so they are going in and they are seeing these industries and they're in their businesses and organizations, and they're being able to go back and say, hey, so-and-so who's interested. So let me tell you what I saw, let me tell you what this does. And so at the end of Educator Workforce Academy, they have to do a kind of a presentation to us, telling us how they're going to go back and implement this in their school system. So it's not just a lot of fun and games. It's fun and games, but it is where they have to really think and go and think, how am I going to go back and do this? And what difference will this make to our school system? So that is going to be open to, we'll do 2 Educator Workforce Academies this year too. We'll do a WOW West and a WOW East. And so we will have 35 per class. So that's our capacity. So we'll do 35 in the West and we'll do 35 in the East area. That will start in November. And so our school folks are starting to get that information within the next couple of weeks. But that will start in November, then a day in December, a day in January, and they'll end at WOW. And so their days will end at WOW. The second thing you see up there, that went over to the right a little bit, is the WOW Varsity. We started this 2 years ago, and we're excited about it. This is a hiring favor, okay, for 12th graders only from our whole 10-county area. And our business and organizations love this. We tell the career coaches help us with this a lot too. And they help get the kids' resume ready, dressed well, interview ready, all of that. And the kids are getting hired at this event, y'all. I mean, they are getting hired at this event. That's so exciting. So that will be for our seniors. We will do that in 7 locations next spring. We'll do it in Houston County, Dale County, Pike, Covington, Butler, Coffee, and Barber County. And then the counties I didn't mention, Henry County will roll into Houston County. Slocum, we have to split Geneva in half. Slocum will roll into Dothan for the Houston County one. And then Crenshaw will be in Covington. And then Coffee, the rest of Geneva County will be with the Coffee County. And then the last thing that we started just this past year, we're very excited about that. Again, a Power Cell thing. And so we appreciate their support so much. They sponsored this for us, but a regional resume contest. So this is open for seniors only. And so every school does a resume contest, and they have it judged independently, with the same panel and everything. But again, the career coaches take care of it on that level. And then those school winners rise up to compete against the other schools in their county. And then there are 10 county winners, and then we get the county winners. We had it right here in this room. And they had a luncheon, but they also did a panel interview. So the winner of the resume contest was really a winner of a resume contest and an interview contest. And so we gave away we gave away $3,500 in scholarships that day. And a young lady named Kripta Patel from Greenville, Alabama, Butler County won the overall. So she walked away with 1,250, and every other student got 250 for participating. So we will continue that as well this year. Okay. I want to invite you to look at all of our social media. Please go on and like our stuff. You can keep up with what we're doing through there, and our sponsors are featured there quite prominently. Go on to Southeast, I think I got my mouth right. There we go. Southeastwow.org. That's what our new website looks like, the Worlds of Work. And you can see all the videos and all the things. And it's not just world videos. Wallace College gave us a lot of videos. Enterprise did, LBW did. We did some videos over in Crenshaw County and in Butler County to kind of show off some of their industry as well. And so you can see it all there. And so I think you would find that inviting and fascinating. How to become an investor. That's so easy. Just catch me before you leave. No, or call me. No, seriously, my information is right on the inside cover, and you can see that we have a lot of options for you to become an investor, and that's my information down there. You can reach me anytime. I'll get right back to you. And if you want to be a world operator too, and you don't think your company's ever participated, we would love to have you there. We would love to have you present. So how you can help us to become an investor, a world operator, or if you just want to volunteer that day, we're all in for that too. And so you just contact me with that same information. Let me tell a quick story of how we know this is working. Now we've all heard several stories of how this is working. There's no way to keep up with people when they graduate from high school. And so now as the career coaches do a little bit, but they're out of the system. And so we lose them. So we have to keep up with what's going on about the stories we hear. Well, a couple of years ago, I was at Houston County at HCCA, their career tech, helping Tanya Holland do some mock interviews for some students. And I was interviewing a 10th grade young lady. And one of my questions was, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? And she just, up front, she's like, I'm going to be a radiology technologist. And I was like, yay. I said, how did you decide that? She said, well, I went to this thing a couple of years ago. Well, I'm starting to get real excited by this point. I went to this thing. It was at the Peanut Festival. I said, was it called Wow? And she said, yes, ma'am, that's what it was called. And I nearly cried. And I was just so excited because it was a success story. And she said, my mom was a chaperone with us that day. So my mom was walking around with me. We were in the healthcare building. And Wallace College was set up with their radiology technology information. And my mom and I like photography, we like healthcare. So we started talking to the lady that was there. And she said, by the end of the conversation, I knew that's what I wanted to be. And she said, and my mom did too. She's in the program now. Wow. So those are our wow moments, right? And so we just want to make more and more of those as we go. And we just want to serve the wiregrass. And so I'm grateful for this opportunity to get in front of so many people. And any questions or any comments? Anything you wish you knew about this that I hadn't said? Okay. All right, then y'all don't have any questions. That means you're gonna all call me. And so I'll be listening for y'all for investment money and for well operators. Thank you. So wow. Great program. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Kelly, for getting your sister to come speak to us, and Walter for sharing your wife with us today. And thank you guys for being here. What an awesome looking group we have. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. So one announcement, Walter, that bucket is on the table. All right. We would really appreciate it if you would either today or next week make a contribution to that. I think it's such a worthwhile project that we've decided to do for our healthcare workers. And so if you could just visit that bucket on your way out, we'd appreciate it. All right, next week, it's going to be Melissa Ray from our Wiregrass Museum of Art that will be our speaker. And so we thank you again for being here, and let's stand and recite our 4-way test of what we think, say, or do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you.